Welcome to the podcast, Living by Oak Vlaues. My name is Robert, and I host this podcast with my friend Gary, where we dive deep and share meaningful stories and discuss the values that help shape our lives. We will explore how we use these values to guide us through life, shaping our decisions and our relationships and raising our kids. We are embracing the journey of personal growth and navigating our own path. We are committed to living by these values and passing them on to our children. We are thrilled to have you here and can't wait to share our latest episodes. Whether you're a longtime listener or just now discovering us, welcome. Feel free to introduce yourself in the comments below. Check us out at northmancoaching.com, and you're welcome to join our community Northman Legacy Crew and let us know what topics you're most interested in hearing about. Sign up with your email for behind the scenes, sneak peeks, and exciting updates. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Happy listening. The first value in our deck of Oak Values is abundance.
Well, Rob, how would you define abundance in your life, and what does it mean to you?
Well, at first, I thought you had to earn abundance. I thought you had to work in order to get somewhere, or you had to accomplish. We talk all the time about getting to the end of the line, accomplishing things. I learned that abundance is like electricity. It exists everywhere. But until we learn how to use it or we learn how to harness it, abundance is only for the people who have electricity in their house. We don't realize that it's everywhere and everybody has access to electricity. So it's everywhere around us. It's abundant. So it's only the people who know how to harness it and that have the true abundance.
So how did you learn to harness abundance in your life?
It was a mindset shift, to tell you the truth. It was not really that I magically came across $1 million, and actually money played less of a part in it. But at the same time, money did play a part in it because I didn't need to buy so much stuff because I had enough stuff as it was. It was kind of like I am enough. I had enough. I don't need anything because it's provided to me already.
Excellent. I love that.
And it's in the Bible. However, you don't think about it that way. And it's until you've come across this abundant mindset and it's like, oh crap, I understand what that means now. Is there a story you would like to share about abundance?
I love what you had said about thinking that you had to earn abundance. There was a time when I thought, and I think a lot of people think this way, I will do this when I'm better. I'll do this when I have more money. I'll do this when the weather's nicer. And you're always waiting for some other opportunity to live the life that you want. And like you said, it's like electric. We harness it. So it has very little or nothing to do with money. It's a lot about happiness, fulfillment. Abundance can be fulfillment in relationships, personal growth, health. It doesn't just have to be money, because all of the other stuff involved, like the creativity and the health and the personal growth, you will live a far better life if you know and understand that there's no scarcity in any of this. And if you live this abundant lifestyle about, as far as your health is concerned and your growth, and every day you look in the mirror and you're better than you were the day before, there you'll see there's no scarcity at all.
Yeah. Well, there was a movie that I think you recommended to me, The Secret. Yeah, I think it was on Amazon, and we watched it. And the secret was, part of it was having an abundant mindset, that thinking that there is nothing around you that you can't obtain per se.
100% correct. There's nothing you cannot obtain. And if you feel like you cannot, that is one of your limiting beliefs.
Yeah.
The only roadblock there is you. So get out of your way.
Yeah.
Also with that movie, with the abundance, I feel like gratitude was huge. If you show gratitude for the things you do have and you have that mindset, then more will come your way. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it just popped up in my head about like, well, sometimes I don't want more of something. I want less of something.
What do you want less of?
Stuff sometimes. I don't want more stuff. I'm trying to get rid
Like
of shit.
material stuff.
Material stuff. Yeah.
Sure. Well, I mean,
In the past, I would have wanted more stuff, but now I have more than abundance of stuff, and now I'm working stuff.
okay.
And speaking of abundance, abundant time with your kids. When I first joined this men's community, and I remember in particular, there was a guy going, well, you need to be more involved with your kids because now instead of a full year, 52 weeks, you only have
26.
26. You
Sorry.
now only have 26 weeks with your kids, and you have to be present 100% of the time because that's limited.
I am so glad that you went there.
But now in my head, yes, I only have my kid 26, but I have my kid abundantly for the rest of my life. In other
Hmm.
words, in my mind, I don't have her just for the 26. I can text her whenever I feel like it. I text her when the weeks I don't have her and say, hey, I love you. Whether she responds back or not doesn't matter. I'm abundantly there for her as much as I understand that she's abundantly there when I need her to.
This gives you 26 weeks to yourself also.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
you
Yeah.
can be far more present and have a far more abundant lifestyle with your child those 26 weeks because that gives you that off week to decompress, to live for you, to do whatever it is that you do that does not involve your child.
Yes.
And I love that. Like when I was married and I had my daughter 100% of the time, I try to think back and I can't say that I was ever 100% there or living an abundant lifestyle because you have the daily grind of going to work and taking care of the wife and the kid and the house chores and all that. Now that you're cut that into half, that gives you half free time and half time to really dive in and be there for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Do you know any like misconceptions about the living abundance mindset that
Well, you think about abundance mindset. Well, let's take mindset out of it for a moment. People think abundance means money.
yeah, a lot of people. Yeah.
And I can't do anything until I have an abundant amount of money. If you saw my bank account right now, you would know that I don't have an abundant amount of money, but I have an abundant life because it's not about the money. It's about the things that I'm doing with purpose every day of my life, whether it's with just me or with close friends, with my daughter. It's what I am doing with my life that makes it abundant. It's not about the money. So, how do you envision your life when you fully embrace abundance or the abundance mindset? What do you see changing?
Well, at first it starts off slow.
Hmm.
And it took me like little things that I was abundance in. But eventually I finally got around to going, whoa, I have abundance in everything. But it was one little thing I got abundance in, and then it was something else. And it was just it kind of the rock rolling downhill gathers a lot of moss or something. I don't know what it was. Doesn't anyways, it's the little things that add up. And then it slowly it's like, wow, I have an abundance here too. Oh, I have an abundance here too. Oh, I have an abundance in this part of my life. I have an abundance of friends. I have an abundance of travel experience. I have enough money to make that trip. I might have to not spend as much in some areas, but that trip will give me more abundance elsewhere in my mindset or value in my life, etc., etc. I weigh things differently now. I don't weigh things on money as much as what does it add to my life.
Okay. So, is there any areas that you have scarcity that you would like to work on becoming more abundant?
Yeah, I'm still working on learning wise because there's a lot
Okay.
of things that I don't have the knowledge or skill set of. I'm in the middle of sitting there going, well, should I go back to school to learn a new set of a skill set? I don't have the abundance of knowledge, but I have the abundance to know that I can go get it.
Okay. Sure.
So,
I want to also make sure that you know and all the listeners know that we're always going to have a little lack. This is always a process of growing. It will never stop growing. So you're not going to stop and be like, that's it. I'm good. I'm abundant. I have all these values. Every day, you're still going to have to work a little bit and learn more and do more.
Mm-hmm.
So you're never going to be there at the finish line. There's no finish line.
And I think that's the biggest setback. There isn't really a finish line. And you kind of realize that after getting into it so far, is that younger, and I was like, oh, I finished college. There's the finish line. Oh, is walking across stage. I got married. That's the finish line. I'm
There it is.
retirement. That's the finish line. Seeing that this value abundance, yes, you may have abundance, but there's always like something else that you can work in your life to have more abundance, or that you need to strive to find a little bit more abundance in this area. So,
Okay, I agree 100%. And as far as the finish line, I think Steven Tyler and Aerosmith put it best when they said it's not the destination, it's the journey.
yes.
So granted, like my finish line that I'm looking at right now is retirement. I got 10 and a half years, but more important than that finish line is from this day to that day, the journey that I'm on. How abundant will it be? How amazing will I make this life? Or will I sit here in the dumps and just count the days till I retire when I can finally live an abundant lifestyle? Or do I live that now and have an amazing journey all the way to that finish line and then enjoy my retirement with more abundance?
Yep.
It's the journey.
It is the journey.
And that's with every value in this deck. It's the journey.
Yeah. And for our listeners, if you would like to go further or deeper on this topic, reach out to us, Gary at Northman Coaching or Robert at Northman Coaching, for your free consultation. And folks, that is a wrap for today's episode. And of course, thank you all out there for listening. We're so glad you could join us today. If you enjoyed today's episode, please don't forget to subscribe to our podcast, Living by Oak Values. And if you feel generous, leave us a review. It really helps us out and keep these conversations going. For more updates and exclusive content, follow us on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, or visit us at northmancoaching.com. We will be back next week with another exciting episode that you don't want to miss. Until then, keep discussing your values, embracing the journey, take care, and stay authentic.